God tell me what he made. The symbol I will live in made. What you? Anything to the people positive. Anything to the people positive. Why you sure scared to say you over Joe? In long just to call you all a mirror. I trust what down to say you gonna fall. Shall live your life and let the people talk. The single, then I cry for me. The single, you marry but all I can be go. The single, then I cry for me. The single, you marry but all I can be go. They get problem with it. My life I live you, they get problem with it. They get problem with it. Everything I do, they get problem with it. They get problem with it. My life I live you, they get problem with it. They get problem with it. Everything I do, they get problem with it. You too good, they will talk about it. If you too bad, they will talk about it. Now Jesus Christ will go down for people. So be a saying, be a better people. I told my papa, me say, I'm my era. My mama say, I saw not zero. For the teaching, and I know all. My capital, they can't use all. Before I saw, nothing you can do, like in pay you have been, like hey, you won't do. Don't live your life like you do. I bet you can, like in pay you people, like hey, you won't do. Satisfy yourself, right? The love we live in, man, I want time. You keep the bucket, you're not coming back. The love we live in, man, I want time. Oh, you keep the bucket.
Let's do this one for all of you that are listening to us right now, wherever you're joining us from. Afternoon, this evening, whatever the time.
If you let it monkey, you won't let it take. I tell you my problem, please don't carry.
Just give us a
Go into China, me a perfect. I will not put my mouth on your breast. Anything to the people positive. Anything to the people positive. Why you sure scared to say you over Joe? You long just to call you all a mirror. I trust what time to say you gonna fall. Just live your life and let the people talk. The single, then I cry for me. The single, you marry but all I can be go. The single, then I cry for me. The single, you marry but all I can be go. They get problem with it. My life I live in, they get problem with it. They get problem with it. Everything I do, they get problem with it. They get problem with it. My life I live in, they get problem with it. They get problem with it. Everything I do, they get problem with it.
They have a problem with it.
Shut up, come with my bestie. Come on, ask you to eat my pussy. Another vibe. Shall we know where you at?
That's how we do it right here. That's Nigerian music, man. It's getting better by the day, you know. And the thing is, the more we play this music, is the more we give these people audience. And please, I want us to try our best, you know. Let us play Liberian music often. I know we have great, great, great admiration for, other people own. But please, I want to appeal to all of us. I want to appeal to all of us. Let us try our best. Let us try our best and play Liberian music more often. So let's play this one before we can begin our discussion. We want to play this one, Teacher Kolo. We want to play this, and let's play this. Yeah. Let's play this. Calls this one.
Sammy on the beat.
Teacher Kolokwa,
Teacher Kolokwa.
Sweet, sweet, Casa Olivo.
So let's take this one.
Now for go alone. Sweet, sweet, Casa Olivo. Now for go alone.
Hello. I want to do this for everyone.
We take it for Peter today, boy. We take it for you tomorrow, Papa.
Just tell us when you're joining us.
We take it for Mary today, matter. We take it for you tomorrow, Mama.
Right?
You pay your tax, I pay my tax. You pay your bills, I pay my bills. We don't know where the money go. We don't see where the money go. Kokolioko, Kokolioko, Kokolioko. Chicken the crow for day. See, Coco, Kako, Kako, Coconut water. Coco, Kako, Kako, Coconut water. Popo ride, Popo ride, oh. Popo ride, Akumontike, oh. I repeat, Popo ride, Popo ride, oh. Popo ride, Akumontike, oh. Who is that? Lami, oh Mengonda. I come from the farm ever since I've been knocking the door. Ay, ay, ay. See, we wanna let it, we wanna let it.
Suggest it to us to share about it, please.
We wanna let it, we wanna let it. The Bira wanna let it. We wanna let it, we wanna let it.
Definitely wasn't
all
like
I make a poor man be rich man.
What can I
They all I make a rich man be poor man. Everybody, call me. Let me pass you home. Looking for my food and I look for trouble. How many people doing oh? Let me pass you home. They all I make a rich. They all I we wanna let go. They all I make a.
No, we were never like this. We were never like this.
We wanna let it, we wanna let go. They all I make a poor man be rich man. They all I make a rich man be poor man. Everybody, call me. Let me pass you home. Looking for my food and I look for trouble. How many people doing oh? We're doing alright. How many people doing oh? We're doing alright. We can't get to rock it. Right. We can't get to shake it. Right. We can't get to dance it. Right. We can't get to jolly. Oni Benny Juni yon wateroji Oni Buiva Juni wateroji I can't open the door. I will not open the door. There are times in life when you feel you can't go home and everything is standing by for you. You try. Keep on trying. Don't give up. Keep on trying. One day.
All right, okay. That's how we do it on here. That's how we do it right here. So again, we want to say hi to everybody. We want to appreciate all of you. Thank you so very kindly for your presence here. Again, it's another opportunity that we all can meet here to discuss issues of importance, issue relative to Liberia. I know it is unusual for us to appear this kind of time. Actually, it's very, very unusual. And the reason we did not appear early was because we had a schedule, a very tight schedule. And, we just come in. I thought to just, interact with my people a bit, so that we can share this time together. So again, I want to say welcome to all of you. I appreciate all of you. It's always a privilege for us to be on here. And when we have the opportunity, we want to bring you what is the best. So hit for us the share button. Let's have this conversation together. Let's have this interaction together. And let's, discuss. So I know one of the trending issue that we have, and there is a need for us to discuss, has to do with the budget submission. The budget submission. And also the intervention of ECOWAS, the ECOWAS team that is supposed to be visiting Liberia. And maybe we'll touch on other issues. But I think for now, these are the issues that I just want to talk on very shortly while we keep the page active. Again, I want to appeal to you to kindly follow our page under the Palava Hut. If you are here on this page and you are not following our page under the Palava Hut, we ask that you please do us a favor, that you please follow our page. That you please follow our page. Thank you so very kindly. Appreciate you. Honorable Pius Roberts, thank you so much for your presence here. It's always a privilege when we have you, here with us. Thank you so very kindly. We appreciate you. Ansu, how are you? My own brother Ansu Sane. I want to thank you. You're following us there from the YouTube channel. Thank you so very kindly, my brother, for joining us there from the YouTube channel. We do appreciate you. And so we ask that all of you please help us. You can please follow the YouTube page, make comments so that we can see it. It's a page that we're trying to grow. So please, we will appreciate for you to do us a favor and interact with that particular page. Having said that again, we are here, and what we are here for is to give you the information for us to have this discussion. So I want us to start from the latter that has to do with the coming of the ECOWAS delegation to Liberia. I want us to start from there. But before that, I want to thank each and every one of you that was part of the meeting that was held yesterday. We had a very, very great meeting yesterday. I want to thank each and every one of you for your presence. And I want to say thank you so very kindly for attending the meeting. Very, very successful meeting. Basically, in the meeting, we discussed about our coming retreat that is supposed to be held in Iowa. It's a very, very great retreat. In that particular retreat, there are a lot of things that we're going to be discussing as families, as citizens. For the past years, we've not been able to sit down and have a really frank discussion. So now that we are in opposition, Sophia White, how are you, Mama? So now that we are in opposition, it's another opportunity where we can sit and discuss. These kind of activities are always important for any institution for that matter. Those of you who are maybe religiously inclined, you know that churches will call for a retreat. And the reason why, oh wow, okay, I'm sorry, Pius. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But what I'm going to do is let me just get it here so that I can send you the information for next week on our Pius Roberts. Because next week, Friday, there's going to be another very important meeting again, and all geared towards the retreat. So I will give you, some details in your inbox once I leave from here. So again, I want to say all of us know that. I want to welcome Elizabeth Walker. How are you, Mama? You are highly welcome. I appreciate you. Thank you so very kindly. Again, those of you that are joining us, we appreciate for you to just join us also on the YouTube channel. We have a YouTube channel under the Palava Hut. When you see us coming up, almost every day is because we want to try to, build that particular platform. All right, sir. I will definitely do. Thank you so much, Honorable Pius Rabbas. Thank you so very kindly. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate. So I want us to start from the very second issue that we raise that has to do with the coming of ECOWAS, you know, to Liberia. If you have been following the trend of event, this is not the first time that ECOWAS is coming to Liberia under the stewardship or the leadership of Joseph Numa Boeka. William K. Samaulu, how are you, sir? I salute your presence. Staten Island is in the house. Thank you so very kindly. So this is not the first time ECOWAS is going to Liberia. ECOWAS has been going to Liberia from day one. From day one, since it was established, they've been going to Liberia. But let us ask ourselves the reasons why they've been going there. What is unusual about this particular going as compared to previous going? As you may know, before the 2023 elections, there were a lot of political discussions with different political parties to form a merger, because the opposition at the time realized that it is not possible for you to win the CDC just as a mere one political institution. So in order for them to be able to win the CDC, there is a need for them to form a collaboration. So the first collaboration that we saw was the collaboration between the Unity Party and that of the ANC and the ALP of Mr. Benena Uri. The idea was given birth to, and we saw a communication. That communication was very concerning, and it raised a lot of eyebrows. The wordings and the tone of that communication was not something that was palatable for our democracy. It was not correct for our peace. It was not correct for our unity. It was not correct for us as a people, judging from where we came for the past years. In that communication, there was something spelled out in that communication that was very worrisome. When the political party said that the only people that will be given job are those that will be recognized or are recognized members of the collaboration, are people who are within the collaboration. These will be the only people that they will recognize and they will give job to, or people who will be recommended by the collaboration. When we saw that communication, we did not hesitate to say, hey, this was not a good wording. Liberia is a country of some 5 million plus people. Maybe you will say, excluding some of us who are out of Liberia. And there are so many professionals that are out of Liberia. You have some of them who are medical doctors, engineers, etc., etc. There are some people who don't even want to associate with any political party, but they are professionals out here, Liberians. When you as a government take over, what you want to do is to look for the best. Somebody will say the cream de la cream. so that they can be able to help to move our nation forward, not necessarily being part of a political institution. But when we see a document that says the only people that will be given credence are those who are part of a particular political institution, then it is worrisome, because it is not all of the 5.4 million people or 5 point whatever million people that is part of a particular political institution. So we raised that concern because the document was somehow. Immediately we saw that there was a confusion again in that document. The collaboration accused one of its members, that is the ANC, of infusing something in that document that was not correct. To the extent that we saw these people going to court. And at a certain point in time, the government of His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah has to drop the case. And I believe one of the reasons why that case was dropped against Mr. Alexander Cummings was because, one, President Weah at the time realized that that case was taking too much from Liberia politically. There were others who were misinterpreting the case and said this case is the government witch hunting political parties or political leaders. To the extent that they accused President Weah because he had a very cordial political relationship with Mr. Cummings. There were people who were accusing President Weah that, look, you President Weah, that you the one pay Cummings for coming to go do, pay Benena Yure for him to go in the court to go testify against Cummings and blah, blah, blah. And because President Weah wanted a peaceful Liberia, a Liberia where all of us can be able to live in void of noise, the government at the time look at it and say, look, we see no merit in this particular case. The lawyer said, we see no merit in this case. This is a political case, so let's drop it. Because just the few days that that case was on, it took a lot from us politically. It sent our brow to our country. It was raising serious concern. Politically, people were looking at Liberia and saying, well, what's happening in the country? Because remember now, there were protesting all around the place. So that case was dropped in order to be able to save the political sanctity, in order to save our democratic space. Because it was more like political. And that was orchestrated by Joseph Numa Boeka. Because at the time, he was in a very good relationship with Mr. Alexander Cummings. With Mr. Benena Yure. So we saw what happened. To the extent that Joseph Numa Boeka, as president of the Liberian Senate at the time, former and vice president, we saw him going to court, where he even denied Mr. Alexander Cummings, denied of knowing this man. And I know the man. Hey man, I'm a friend, I know him. We saw that communication. Fast forward. All of the people within that particular collaboration had their turn to serve. And they serve, somebody will say, with distinction and honesty. When it reached to Joseph Numa Boeka, fellow Liberians, something happened. Something happened. We first of all saw how Joseph Numa Boeka was very manipulative in that particular marriage, in that political marriage. Joseph Numa Boeka used his influence to distort that entire political marriage. Joseph Numa Boeka could not tolerate a participatory process where people will go to a convention and elect a leader of their choice. When there was a time where the collaborating political party, inclusive of the ALP and that of the ANC and that of the Unity Party, they were talking about going to convention, we saw what started to happen. There were all kinds of things happening. Mr. Boyka, with people who at the time had a very good relationship with him, Mr. Mr. Ure, ensured that that entire process was undermined. He undermined that process, thereby leading to a hell of a confusion, if we say in the Liberian way, within the CPP. Because Mr. Boyka knew very well that he was not in any position to win Mr. Cummings in a convention, that he was not competent, strong, and fair enough to win Mr. Cummings in any political, what we call fair play. So he decided to bring noise by using Mr. Alexander Cummings, Mr. Benina Ure. And we saw what happened. Whole thing ran upside down, and Costa then all played their part to destroy that whole thing. And at the end of the day, Cummings was the loser. So when we saw that, we raised a serious red flag against the process. When Joseph Numa Boyka Tan came to become the chairman of the CPP, we saw what happened. The entire CPP melt into thin air. And there we start to raise issues and said to the Liberian people that Joseph Numa Boyka has a characteristics of destroying things. That Joseph Numa Boyka has the strong spirit of ensuring that anything that try to come together for the betterment of a group, that it will destroy one he here inside. There were people who used names on us and said we were this, we were that, and they said all kinds of things. Fast forward, we saw the marriage broke. CPP was no more. Because Joseph Numa Boyka is manipulative. Because Joseph Numa Boyka is somebody who, when he says he wanted to be done his way, it must be done his way, or else it should not be done. We saw what happened. He went again to another small group of political parties, and they came together on a song and a rainbow, or whatever they call it. I am giving you this story to tell you about Boyka's own involvement. We'll come to it in this whole speaker remover thing. You know, Boyka has always used the hands of other people and hide behind the scene. Boyka has always been this particular manipulative, clever man who has destroyed so many things, but not using his hands, by using other people's hands. That's who Boyka has been from day one. Use other individual to go do the damage. Then everybody's eyes will be on this group of people. While it is Joseph Numa Boyka who is doing what he's doing and sitting down like he knows nothing about what is going on. Mr. Boyka has a nickname that some of his political colleagues call him by. They call him Mr. Clean. Maybe some of you know that. Now, the reason why they call Joseph Numa Boyka Mr. Clean is not because he is clean, but because he knows how to use other people's hands to carry on clandestine act without you seeing your hands being involved. So at the end of the day, it will almost be like he is not even involved into it. Emmanuel Jersey, you want us to provide an information on our claim? Like, Chief, like you don't know what was happening in the CPP. We do have the document. We do have the document. This is something that was discussed over and over and over and again. The CPP is not a strange thing that we're talking. So are you asking me for evidence that Joseph Numa Boyka went to co-chief? Is that what you are asking, sir? I want to welcome my own lovely sister, Nina Kuya. How are you, Mama? Love you so very kindly. A wonderful soul. Thank you so much. Emmanuel Jesse, you are also welcome, Chief. William K. Samaulu, you are welcome. I want to welcome my lovely sister, Tema. How are you? A very wonderful sister. I love this sister so kindly. Yeah, thank you so much, my sister. Greetings to you and your wonderful husband and the family there. I want to appreciate you guys. Thank you so very much. A wonderful sister. I welcome your presence and I appreciate your presence. So, my brother Emmanuel, you don't know of what happened, especially uh, with the issue of the CPP, and you are asking me for evidence. The evidence is all over, sir. The evidence is all over. But I'm sorry, maybe if you did not follow what was happening, I'm sorry. Maybe, I don't know, but it's not something that is strange, especially somebody who is interested in the political uh, running of our country or in the running of our country. This is not something that is strange to most people. So at the end of the day, we saw what Joseph Numa Boyka did. So people will call him Mr. Clean Hands. So the Mr. Clean Hands, oh, okay, you're talking about the removal of the embattled speaker. Don't worry, we'll come there. I will show you the evidence. First of all, before we go there, I want you to look at the communication that was sent by the executive. First of all, I want us to be looking at that. The communication that was sent by the executive as it relates to the issue of the budget submission. I want you to look at that communication. Just be looking at that communication. So let me provide you a hint. I want you to start to look at that information or that communication and ask who they addressed that communication to. That is the first thing. Who was that communication addressed to? Who sent the communication? So let's start to ask this question. And I want you also to ask yourself, previous communication that have been sent during the regime of Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, during the regime of President Weah, during the regime of Charles Taylor, Samuel Kayando, just name it. Who have they been sending the communication to? So we'll come there. I just want to give you something so that we can all be looking at and thinking about before we come there. And we are on this issue of ECOWAS first. So we saw what happened in the CPP. The CPP went amok in a complete disarray. A complete disarray. And all that happened because of Joseph Numa Boyka manipulative skills. At the time, he cleverly used Mr. Benin Ayuri to destroy that entire stuff. Mr. Yuri was very active in there. Very, very active. Also, Yombli Kanga Lawrence. She was also used in that process. Fast forward. We told the Liberian people, based on all of these things that we saw, that Mr. Boyka is not somebody that you can trust. He is not trustworthy to lead the political lives of these people. That this man will add no value to anything that is happening in Liberia. But again, people refuse to accept it. And one of the things that happened, the guys realized, and I will say this to you, my people, I'm going to say this to you, right? There is something that the Unity Party have realized about Liberians. They've realized that Liberians are people that when you continue to lie to them, when the lies become, one would say, monotonous, repetitive, you say it every day, even though it is the lie, but when you say it every day, every day, every day, our people tend to accept it as the truth. The lies can become the truth in Liberia for just common. And one of the reasons is our people sometimes they are not too, they are not forceful in ensuring that they get the information. Liberians, we are a people to some extent who we are tempted or we are quick to believe the first saying without verifying. That is some of our weakness, or that is some of the weaknesses that we have. We are quick to verify it before even getting to find out whether it is true or it is lie. Liberians, we are such a wonderful people. We are the only people that will believe first before we go to check. When you tell somebody that look, that they man steal, you will first of all beat the man. You will first of all accuse the man. He will do everything to ensure that this particular man is disgraced before you go and check. Oh, that true, they made that rule. That's how we looking. That's one of our unique traits right there. Even in our own society, I give you an example of some of these common things that happen. Once somebody can say, oh, you say, nah, yeah, that woman there love into your man. Oh. Quick, we believe right away without investigating. We will first of all believe and accept it and even start to treat these people, bad. And then later on, when you get to realize, say, oh, Baba, you fool me. Oh. That's who we are. And that's why Liberians, this new generation of ours, we always advise people to not just believe, but you must do your research before you believe. Because there were many people that died, even during the war. There were many people who died from just somebody saying, that man a crime man. They didn't even ask question. Like I gave an example. The way how Prince Johnson killed so many people. You go to church when you see the person, bow, we fire the man. When you finish firing the man, he say, well, who's supposed to be here? And he say, well, the man will be here. Say, the man has comforter. Prince Johnson did that. We saw that during the war. Where people did not verify information. They just run and say, oh, that horse that you see, that's also crime people in the horse. Without doing adequate investigation, they go there, bam. They deal with everybody there. At the end of the day, only for them to go and check that the people who they dealt with was not a crime. They had nothing to do. They are not even Madingo or they are not even Gil. But at the end of the day, they lost their life because somebody said they were out of this trap or that trap. And somebody who's supposed to investigate to ensure or to be able to authenticate the information refused to authenticate. Refuse. So that is one of our weaknesses that we have as Liberians. We can take action before we ask the critical question. That's who we are. Every group of people have their own weaknesses, have their own errors, their own flaws. Nobody is perfect. So the Unity Party understands that Liberians are a group of people who it take time. The people who will investigate and want to know whether these things are true or the lie, we are very few in the society. And those of us who are very few in the society to be able to do adequate investigation to come out with the information, our people not get patient to listen to us. They don't get patient. They don't have patience. Those of us who are very few in the society, who are very objective, who want to look beyond just the mere talking and get all of the facts, when we start these processes to be able to uncover the fact, our people are not patient to listen to us. No, they are not. They are not. The fact that the man wasting time, man. Oh, I got the man doing as one quick result. We want a very quick result. That's who we are. This is the reason why you will see Liberia. Somebody will start a project in the interest of everybody. And at the end of the day, the same people that he start this process for or this project for, they will honor mine and say, oh, the man going very slow. But when they take the man from there, when they are giving another people the opportunity, these people will come and damage it. Then at the end of the day, it becomes a mess. That's who we are. We are not patient enough to reap the fruits. We just want to wake up and see the fruit bear. We go there, pick the fruit, and enjoy ourselves. But the process involved, the patience, we do not have that patience. So that's the reason why you see even cases in Liberia, our cases don't go beyond 2-3 weeks, 1 month. No, we just forget about it. We forget about it. When you look at Liberia, we have investigators, right? But the investigators that we have, they are not many because they see it as a waste of time. Unlike here, for example, in this America, people will investigate cases for up to 30, 40 years. I was watching a documentary of a guy who killed his wife for this insurance stuff. He killed his wife in 1992. Do you know when the people were able to uncover, put all the stories together and found out that he did the act? He went to court and in fact he was exonerated. He said the man was not the one that did the killing. It was just day before yesterday in Colorado that he was finally convicted. From 1992, yesterday, they dropped the case, but there were people who were committed and decided that, look, we'll follow this case. So the guys, look, are listening to the story. The guys were following the case for all these years. The guys, they were following the case for all. The guy that was on the case when he began with the case in 92, he was just a new investigator. The guy said, according to the information, according to the documentary, he said he just came in the office and that was his 4 months on the job when they assigned that case to him as one of the lead investigator. So imagine from 1992, it was yesterday that they was able to bring down this particular guy. Let me show you another case here. Let me show you another case. You know, we are discussing something. I just want to bring this. Let me show you another case. Just bear with me. I will play a few bars of this particular case so that you know. So just bear with me. Let me bring you this case. Yeah. Just bear with me. Just bear with me. I want to get this case here. Okay. I'll look for the short stuff. Okay. Okay, so let me bring this case. And I want us to listen to this. It's just a few minutes, you know, stuff that I want us to listen to.
Optimization, more time, and more growth.
We're turning our attention now to Indiana. Closing arguments underway today in the Delphi murders trial for defendant Richard Allen.
Richard Allen accused of killing two teenagers, Abby Williams and Libby German, who were hiking just outside of Delphi.
Right now, the trial, they're on their lunch break, but the closing arguments have begun. Court TV senior producer Barbara McDonald has been all over this case for years now and has been covering the trial for us. And here we are, boy, getting to the end of this long saga. Let's start with closing arguments.
Good afternoon, Ted and Julia. The state.
It's a 4 minutes clip. I just want us to listen to it. Now, it's just an example that I want to show you. How people spend time, resources, doing lengthy investigation that they will not just conclude. They are not just satisfied. So just listening to this, let me.
Good afternoon, Ted and Julia. Yeah, the state went first this morning with their closing argument, taking about an hour and 17 minutes, and said to the jury, if we can determine who Bridge Guy is, we can prove who killed Abby and Libby. And they went through the testimony that the jurors heard over these last 17 days from witnesses who were out at the trails that day and saw a man matching the video that Libby had captured on her phone, and also talked about that bullet found at the crime scene that the Indiana State Police Crime Lab linked to Richard Allen's gun seized in that search warrant of his home back in 2022. Nicholas McClelland delivering that closing argument for the state. He said that the bullet information and the witnesses could have been the end of their case, but was not. Then he talked about those prison confessions, played two of them in which Richard Allen said to his wife and mother, I did it. I killed Abby and Libby. He says now all of the pieces are clear. It is clear that Richard Allen is Bridge Guy, and he asked those jurors to find Richard Allen guilty of all 4 counts of murder that he's facing. After a very brief break, the defense got their time to talk to the jury, and that was Bradley Rosie delivering the closing arguments for the defense. He spent about an hour and 16 minutes doing so. And he said that he's going to talk about several themes: the broken timeline, the bungled ballistics, and the false confessions. He said the state didn't tell you the entire story, but that we did, the defense did. And he talked about the other witnesses that the defense called who were also at the trails that day and did not see Bridge Guy or anybody resembling Richard Allen. He also talked about his unprecedented, including a rack and thumb screws, and talked about how we have evolved as a society since those days and those techniques. Pre-trial detainee treated the way Richard Allen was treated. The defense had a very powerful closing to their closing argument, putting up some images of medieval torture devices, including a rack and thumb screws, and talked about how we have evolved as a society since those days and those techniques.
All right.
But then he showed
I don't want to play all of this, but I just thought to bring you something here. Now, this case has been going on since 2000. I said since 2000. No, let me go to the video again. Since 2012. Yeah. This particular guy was accused, of killing someone, and then later they could not find any evidence of him, and they let him off the hook. He went and did the same act again. They could not find him guilty. It was the recent one that he did, but they were investigating closely this particular guy. So the recent one that he did in 2002, they decided to follow that particular case. And when they put all of the evidence that they have received in the past since 2012 coming to 2022, they found out that he was the one that was actually involved in all of this murder. Now, the reason why I bring you this is to tell you that, fellow Liberians, you see how people invest a lot. They invest time, resources in making sure that they can be able to acquire the fact. And the society itself is appreciative to people who do this extensive background investigation, who want to uncover the truth. But unlike Liberia, the kind of society we find ourselves in, because of so many challenges, society will not appreciate people who want to even go on to continue to speak on certain issues. They say it is redundant. They say it is too archaic. Talk about recent things. So even violence that were committed in the past, people don't go after it. Like, I'm going to give you an example. Those that died in Foya, where are we? Those seditions that were killed in Foya, where are we? Where's the closure of that? They went and buried the man, they finish. Do we have anybody to really go in depth to investigate? No. Let's look at our brother Joshua, who our sister, Queen Johnson, pinned down, and that guy was beaten and died of internal bleeding. Today, what do we have? Gregory Coleman and King Ezema, man. You leave Queen Johnson, let it get going jail. They get killed for opposition. They gave opposition at LP how you call the place, the National Port Authority. Who is investigating? Nobody. Murders that happened years ago. Who are those investigating? Have you ever seen a serial case that maybe we're looking at 10 years? I know there are statute of limitation, but there are some cases have no statute of limitation. I know there are some cases after 5 years, it's like, you got to drop that case and stuff like that. Yeah, but it's not active case. So most of these cases, when you go in our courts, there are crimes that other people commit, and they just look at them after 2, 3, 4 months, everybody get tired and just leave the whole thing and say, let's forget it. So what I'm trying to say is that Liberia, we are not a group of people that appreciate people who will go the extra mile to be able to investigate, to be able to find out, to uncover the truth. We feel boring. We feel so tired. And these people too are not encouraged. So at the end of the day, just look at him for long. Man, let me forget about it. Because people say, not even appreciating me. And not even appreciated to me. So we leave it. So we do not have people like that in our society, or the very few that we have. Like, take for example, this investigative journalism. When they go do their investigation, at the end of the day, they uncover the truth. We talk on the story for just 2, 3 days. The next day, when we want to talk on it, nobody will want to listen to you say. If I was let's go to somewhere fresh, yeah. Let's forget about the other story, that old story. And everybody want to bring a story that will be able to draw the people's attention. So they will now want to keep talking, especially when people are not appreciating them. When the society itself discourage, what is supposed to be encouraged. So people just leave it. They just leave it. So at the end of the day, coming down to this whole political issue, we found out that Mr. Boyka used whatever manipulative power to manipulate the whole CPP, and the whole thing crashed down to the ground. And we said to Liberians that Joseph Newman Boyka is somebody who you cannot trust with Liberia. He is not trustworthy. He will not help us. People fail to realize. And the Unity Party, as I said earlier, they understand that Liberia is a society where our people are too weak. So one thing they know is our people will accept before they go to do investigation. That's how we're looking like. We accept the truth, we take it as the truth. Even if they lie, we accept it, we believe it. Then before we go now to go and take action. When we go to go take the action, after the action, before we ask ourselves, oh, but anything that happened that true, that's how we're looking like. We now slap the person here and then. I say, oh my man, are you the rule? I say, no, I let it roll. I had a student who died because of that. Before I could reach on the scene, he was gone. Before I could reach on the scene, he was gone. This guy went to his girlfriend. I think I explained this story here once. This guy went to his girlfriend, They were like partly living together. It happened right in Lokintown. They were like partly living together. He was living all the way upper Corway to Louisiana area. And he and this girl, they were not in like a kind of good, very good turn. They had their own ups and downs and stuff like that. But the place that he was renting for this girl in Lokintown, he paid for the place. He had other area. In fact, the whole thing that happened was the girl accused him that, oh, he get girlfriend to the other house, that why, and he want to move to the other place. But he rented the place though. He rented the place, and he showed that, the girl was there. So sometimes he used to come there, sleep there, and go to the other place. I know he used to be my student. May his arches rest in peace. So this night, I think, he got an information, because he used to come there on a daily basis. He got an information that the girl, was loving to somebody, and the person used to come to the house late night to come and sleep. Then soon in the morning, the guy go back. So he decided that night to go to the house. By let's say 12 or so. At that time, electricity was not all over the place. That was in 2015. Current was not all over the place in Lokintown there. Only people who get a late generator, when they put it on, put their late one bulb in front of their house, and then it illuminates the area. So late at that time, by 11, 12, the whole place is dark. So he decided that he was going to come at that time to see or to verify it. So he reached to the place and decided to spy through the window and saw this girl and the boyfriend. So the how he got vexed, and he was a bit, in wine. How he went to the door, you know, these zinc houses, went to the door and start hitting the door. They get to knowing very well it was the guy. She just yelled, row, row, row. And after the vigilante business were all over the place. She just yelled, row, 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 row. When she yelled, row, 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 other people who were, I don't know, look, the thing happened like, I don't know why I don't know why he ran. I don't know why. Because according to the information, sorry, he was to the window. So when he spot through the window, he started to knock the window. Call me, oh, open it, open it, open the door. That's how she started yelling, row, 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 row. People came outside that time, vigilante. Hey, whatever, whatever. When they go look, they saw him. They even asked question to catch him and say, oh, because you know the criminal business was too much in Lokintown at that time. So the first person that even came there, no, took the steel, put on him. For you go, no, I don't roll, I don't want. No, they got and started beating him. Boop, 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 boop. Before other people came around now to watch and see that it was him. But they know about not the male, not the boy, not the boy, the boy, we know the boy, we know the boy, we know the boy, folk. We know the boy because that time Robert Bennett was all over the place. It was that time, some of you, if you were in Liberia, you remember, some people used to come and I don't know where that baby son they will be using to the window. And you see the baby crying, and somebody will come and knock the door. Say, my sister, beg you, play me. My child dying. Then you open the door, then the armed robber then come on you. That was the techniques that these guys were using. Or they will come and use familiar person voice and knock. Once you open, then they come in. That thing was very common at that time. Doing Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, reaching that 12, 2006, 2007, 8, 9, 10. Used to be very common. They will use women voices. They will come knock the door. Hey, my brother, I beg you, please help me. Hey, you open the door, knock, bang. And robber, then they come on you. So that was what happened. That guy was beating. It was somebody who was there recognized and said, but they bought, because he used to go to me sometimes. Sometimes he would pass to my place, we sit down, we talk, before going to his girlfriend place. I knew the girl. Before somebody came and said, but did the boy, and that prince lay brother yet? Because he used to come spend time to my place. Most of my students that were living around Lokintown area, they used to come to my area, and because, both we go now, you alone. So they will come, sit down, especially on Saturday. We have fun, we share fun and stuff like that. So somebody saw and said, but I want a prince brother yet. Before they could go to call me to come, no, at that time, blood was oozing out of every part that has opening, his ears, his nose, and whatever. Before we could take him to carry him to how you call Dr. Bar Clinic. I think you all know Dr. Bar Clinic. Those of you who have lived in Lokintown. Before we could reach Dr. Bar, no, at that time now he was feeling. We reached there. The person said, no, the case is too complicated. We can't solve this issue here. Before we could even take him from there to reach the redemption, that boy was a dead body. That's a dead body. Only for the girl to tell us that, oh, we thought our rule, they arrested her, we thought our rule, I thought our rule, and armed robber this, that, and other thing. And that was the case. So I am giving you this example to tell you that our people will take the action first before they start to realize, including some of the people that who even beat on him now, when they got to know that he was the one. Look, guys, oh, but I know the picking, but and now your boyfriend here start asking, I don't want to call the girl name, please. I will not call the party name, but it happened in Lokintown. For some reason, I don't want to call the name of those people. So, yeah. Well, and the boy that boyfriend, yeah, that time when I was late, no, the boy, they have already disfigured him already. Already he was disfigured. He died. So we are a kind of people who will take the action before we ask questions. Now, the Unity Party understands that very well of us as Liberians. So you know what they did? During the years in opposition, they say, let's lie. Let's continue to lie. Let's continue to lie. And the Liberian people accepted the lie. The Liberian people believed the lies. At the end of the day, we saw what happened. We took a decision that today we are regretting that decision. People saying that now are crying. The people who are talking, give me 20%, I give you 0% today. Where are they? They are not crying. Because the 20% they're getting it. Even the 1%, they ain't giving it to them. They promise them, say 2028, that time we pay your money. That time we increase 2028. But meanwhile, they are increasing their own people money. These ministers and other things, they are increasing their money. But you, the common people, they ain't get time for you. They're taking you off job. So when we saw all these things, we said the Unity Party was not good for Liberia. It was not good for Liberia. But our people did not listen. They felt that, we're making noise and other political chicanery, blah, blah, blah. And so we went to elect Joseph Numa Boyka. When Joseph Numa Boyka became the president, this is what we saw. The first we saw was a disrespect for the Supreme Court. Just as he has disrespected all of the rules in the CPP, the first disrespect that we saw from Joseph Numa Boyka was what happened in the CPP. With the Supreme Court. Remember the LTA saga, where immediately he took over, he decided to replace all of those who were there, serving tenure position, replace them. When the Supreme Court sent a communication telling him that, "Hello, Mr. Boyka, you got to slow down. Stop what you're doing." Did he listen? He did not listen. He did not listen. He didn't listen. When Mr. Boyka took over, the second thing that he did, the most dangerous thing that he did, was the people of King George B Mountain. These people have been complaining how they were being treated. Joseph Numa Boyka was brave enough to send Gregor Coma and say, "Go kill the people. Go kill them." I want made them to shut up. Go kill them. And they went there and massacred our people in a broad daylight. Nothing came from out of it. At the end of the day, we saw a communication from Councillor Tue telling the family that he was getting $5,000 for the lives that was lost. $5,000. Nothing came from out of it. We saw this man going after the biggest political institution, opposition political institution in Liberia. They went there, collected some kind of document, and said they're going to CDC headquarters, they're going to go raid. The place that they're supposed to go raid, they left from there, they joined the party headquarters. Right in a broad daylight, we saw what happened, how these people treated seditions. We saw how sedition were treated. So I am now getting to the place where I want to bring in the ECOWAS while they are in Liberia. So these people have offices in Liberia and are observing what is happening politically. So they decided, no, this is getting terrible because these people lay down their lives for the peace that we are enjoying. When men like Joseph Numa Boyka then, they were sponsoring low-fat defense force, giving all arms and ammunition and drugs for us to go fight and kill each other as a people. These people were there to protect us, to ensure that peace is restored. So seeing what is happening, they decided that no, we cannot sit to fold our arms. There's a need for us to come. And this is a minus for our country. If you don't know, it's a minus for our country. Because the reason why they are coming, they are not coming to celebrate peace. They are not coming to say kudos to the government. But they are coming to warn the government for the second time in a row. Because basically they're warning. The first time they came there was to warn Joseph Numa Boyka and say, look, give every other person the opportunity to exist in this particular political space. Start running behind the opposition CDC. We saw them coming there, giving their strong warning. Today, again, we see them coming because there is a political stalemate. No serious president will just want for people to just be coming. Every time they come and talk case. Any relationship that you're in, that when your man come into your house, that to Josh case, how the man bought you, how the man do this, or how the woman not the pattern on your head, this, that, all the other thing. My advice will be, please find somewhere to go. Otherwise, one day your man or your pa will come and see your body laying down. Any relationship that you in, your mother or your father or your immediate family will not come to celebrate with you. But anytime they come, that the woman not the pattern on my head, the man wears a cold spoon, water on me, the man do this. So anytime they come that for confusion, I want to advise you today. Advise your son or advise your daughter to exit that relationship. It is not a relationship. It's a boxing ring, a very toxic boxing ring. Because one day you will come and you will see either your son or your daughter will be lying dead. Lying dead. So anytime ECOWAS go to Liberia, They're not going there because they're going there to celebrate, but they are going there to warn Joseph Newman Boyka that this thing that you are doing is not fair. It's not fair. Who will want for somebody to just be coming to their house and be telling them, hey, that thing doing not fair? 40 plus years old man experience in government. But every time ECOWAS got to come, oh, you got to behave yourself. Joseph Newman Boyka, you got to behave yourself. You got to behave yourself. This is taking a lot away from us as a nation. There is a political unrest, whether you believe it or not, whether you take it or not. But politically, there are unrest around the place. Liberia is in a political turmoil. Just yesterday, President, we are left. Today, look at what is happening. 2 good times. ECOWAS have sent delegation to Liberia because ECOWAS is afraid that with the way Joseph Newman Boyka is leading, the way he is carrying on things, if care is not taken, ECOWAS again will have to send people to Liberia for peacekeeping mission. Oh yes. Oh yes. Y'all remember when Olubankin King Akirele made a statement and saying that the CDC is a political institution and want to cause problem, and she was asking for the intervention of ECOWAS. You remember that? You remember that? Sorry, my people, so now we got to take calls from everywhere, here, there, Yano, and other stuff. Yeah. So that's why we do sometimes. So at the end of the day, these people are coming. You listening to Olubanki King Akirele saying, oh, we want UN to come. We want IUCA people to send peacekeeping force. Because these people know very well that in order for them to subdue the population, to keep the population quiet, by bringing in external force, that will bring money for them also. Because whenever there are other countries coming in to keep peace in your country, it means that there are instability. So guess what will happen? Money will start coming in because they will have to pump money in to ensure that the nation is stable. So when we heard Madam Olubankin King Akirele telling us, oh yeah, ECOWAS is supposed to come in. We're calling for ECOWAS intervention. Let ECOWAS come in. It's because these people know that they will start to exhibit a behavior that will be completely out of the ordinary, that the ordinary people will stand against the government. It's not a political party, but the ordinary people will stand against the government. So they look at it for long and say, look, Joseph Newman Boyka is not fit. He ain't going nowhere. Nobody will gain no money. So when you heard Olubanki King Akirele saying that ECOWAS should come in, that there's a need for peacekeeping force, they knew very well at the time that Joseph Newman Boyka coming, he gets zero connection. That man can't even move a chicken feather from 1 inch to another inch. Nobody will be able to give him money. And people like Olubanki King Akirele, they have all licked on the resources of the Liberian people. They believe that money must be in their pocket, money for them. They and their family, they must get rich. They must be able to use the money which they must eat our money wasa. So by ECOWAS coming, money will come, budget will come, support will come. But ECOWAS not coming nowhere. They're sending no peacekeeping force in Liberia there. They're sending no peacekeeping force. We'll use our mouth and put that government feet to the fire. We'll make Joseph Newman Boyka and his gangster uncomfortable. Look at the level of killing that is going on in Liberia. Sometimes I don't even want to show it. Every day there are killings going on. Tomorrow you wake up in the morning, there will be another killing. And most of these killings are happening of violence. And the reason why it is happening is because there are no method to deter people from doing what they are doing. No deterrent. No method to deter these people. Somebody will kill somebody, go low, the next day, they leave, you run away. The police, instead of ensuring that we have a society where people are protected, they're fighting for crawfish. They're fighting for how you call saw pork. Look, one of the most disgraceful things I saw on the Facebook, right? I was like, what? Tell me something. You mean this thing is happening to us? The Liberia National Police, they went to Nimba County and decided that all of the people who were involved when that incident happened, all of the people who were involved when that incident happened in Nimba, according to them, they said they are taking all of them from there. They changed all of them and brought in new people. I'm like, damn, this is a disgrace for us. This is a disgrace. They say they're taking all of them from there. The information somewhere around here. Let me see. I think I can get it here. Just give me a second. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Yo, Liberia National Police. Oh, they move everybody from there. They say they're changing everybody from down there. What? I said for long and I said, wow, this is scary for our country. Let me see. Let me go to the police website. Yeah. Let me go to their Facebook page. I mean, not their website, but their Facebook page. Let me go to their page and see. Okay, so just bear with me. Let me go to their page. Let me go to their page and see. Look at some of the things that are happening here, where you have serious fighting going on at the police station. Real fighting going on at the police station between the peace, they say the Peace-based City Cooperation Officer and officer of the Liberia National Police. Serious fighting, and that's small thing. The thing sometimes can be too disgraceful. I don't want to share the thing. Yeah, okay, fine. I'll play it. Let me play it right here. Let me show it to you. Okay, so here is it. Here is it. Look at what is happening here.
Oh, you have to tell. Can you tell us what happened? You were in there. Okay. So we are trying to establish. So chief.
Look, I want you to look here.
So
these are people who are supposed to be protecting the citizenry. These are people who are supposed to ensure that our country is peaceful. But look at what is happening. Yet at the days of the war, the rebel days. Look at what is happening here. You see that other one, the blast ahead. A serious tension between the Peace-based City Police and that of the Liberia National Police. Look at what is happening. So why will ECOWAS not come to Liberia when all of these things are happening? So let's watch this. Just watch it and see what is happening in our country. Liberia.
He's the OPS, the chief of operation at the Zumfa base here. There's the chief of operation at the Zumfa base here. So folks, we are live from Harrison.
You see that? Look at your head. You glance ahead.
The city of Painesville. So we are trying to
I want us to
identify
watch and
the
see.
officer. So if you just yes,
These are some of the things that is concerning to ECOWAS, right? Because ECOWAS is not only there to maybe for let's say maybe electionary matters, but the internal peace. ECOWAS have a branch that talks about internal peace, because if Liberia is not stable, these other countries around, they may not be stable. They may not be. So they are concerned about what is happening. Are listening to some of these lawmakers saying, and ECOWAS, we get our own internal mechanism. You know how much these people spend to train our police? You know how much ECOWAS contributes? How much these other nations around us contribute for the training of police? And to see this kind of internal wrangling, especially among security people who are supposed to be protecting the people, is a call for concern. It's serious. It's a serious issue. So let's listen here. Let's listen.
yes, you're person who got
I want you to
hurt.
listen. Look,
Harrison. So if I'm measuring, he's the OPS, the chief of operation at the Zumfa base here. There's the chief of operation at the Zumfa base here. So folks, we are live from the grounds of the Zumfa base. So motorcyclists are chanting slogans saying no more PCC. So Chief, can you tell us? So Chief, can you tell us? So what's up? Welcome to the News Lab. No, you have to tell. Can you tell us what happened? You were in there. Okay. So
I want us to see now.
We are trying to establish.
These are things that are very scaring for our country. These are things that are very scary for the security. When you see, this is not the first time. The last time we saw what was happening with the DEA, right? We saw a serious battle in the DEA. And with this thing that has happened, it has created a very serious fraction in the DEA. As I speak to you now, the DEA has a serious problem. We also saw what happened in the Liberian National Police, just with the police alone. We saw what happened. Are we seeing what is happening? Gregor Como have taken few group of people to be a UNO people, and other people you have ostracized and look at them to be opposition police people. Say, yeah, we're the ruling party police people, and other people, they are opposition police people. Now, when these things are happening, you know what happened? It leads to fear, not only in Liberia, but also in the West African basin, in other nations, because these people contribute towards all what we are enjoying today, the security sector, etc., etc. So they are going to Liberia not only to talk about political things that are happening between the speaker and that, but also what they are saying, because they have offices in Liberia that can report to them. If you don't know, ECOWAS get office in Liberia, EU get office in Liberia. All of these major organizations, they have their offices in Liberia, and they report to their mother body relative to what is happening in Liberia. So you think the international people, they happy with this kind of thing that we are seeing? When LDA people fighting on the other side. The last time we saw how you call immigration people say, let's bring Unity Party people on board. Let's take the CDC people from there. Police too can, Gregor Como too, he can become a TikTok, how you call content creator. You think the people are not concerned? You think it is not concerning for ECOWAS? So let's watch this.
Trying to speak with people what actually happened. Yeah, so we are coming to you live from
this disgrace.
The Zumfa base situated. So the station here at Zumfa base. So the station at Zumfa base.
Look there. Police, look at what happened. Look at what happened.
So the station.
You see that?
So the station here. There's a mountain tension at the Super Base police station set with a sale of Pinsville.
Look there.
So there's tension here. So there's tension here. So
You see what is
there's
happening
tension
under
here.
the Joseph Numa Boyka government? You see that?
So there's tension here. I'm holding my phone. Yeah. So there's tension here, folks. Tension is mounting here. So the opiates. So the opiates
Look
barrier
there. Let's look there.
has put on. Commotion has been made here. So commotion is here, folks. Welcome to DNS Liberia. I'm United States Viewer, and we are coming to you live from the city of Pinsville, specifically the Zumfa
see
police
that?
station, wherein there's
Like
an
Iran's
ongoing
watch.
commotion between officers of the Pinsville City Corporation, that of the Liberian National Police, and so far, the OPS, the chief of operation, got stoned with a rock on his head. Oh, my man. No, I'm going down. No, I deliver myself. I deliver myself, everything. No, I deliver myself. No, I deliver
You see
myself.
that? They don't want for journalists now to have. You see, look, you see the mess that is happening under the Joseph Numa Boyka regime. Why will ECOWAS now go to Liberia? Look at this kind of mess. Let's take our own time and watch it. This is a complete disgrace. Look here.
You go back. I deliver myself. You going that? No, so you have to. Yeah, don't shot me now. I'm going. So close. We are being asked to get out here. Yeah. Don't shot me. So don't shot me. No, don't shot me. No, he shot me. Right? He shot me. What did he shot me for? All of what I did. Yeah, I'm okay. So I never want to say right. So folks, we
Joseph Numa Boyka government is on a time bomb. Look, the people will rise up. When the time reaches, the people will rise up. Look at this thing that is happening. The government that is supposed to be providing protection, now they start fighting against each other. You know what will happen? Then you say Liberia is safe. Then you say ECOWAS should not go there. With the exception of what is happening, that is about to put the whole country at a standstill. Look at what is happening with the security people. People who are supposed to be protecting you and myself, who are supposed to exhibit the highest level of maturity. Look at what is happening. But let's watch further.
I came out. So folks, we are being asked. So we are being asked by the officers here to leave the premises of the Zumfa base, and we are being shocked here. So there's a standstill here now at the moment.
I know the PCC people say they want to.
So listen here, just look at what is going on. You see what is happening? Okay.
So folks, motorcyclists are chanting slogans saying no more PCC.
Fighting going on. Liberian National Police.
We have known that.
In fact, they get the other one that is too horrible. That one, you see, you do. One person fall down the ground. You punch one person, lay down the ground flat. So these are some of the things that you are looking at here, where you have police officers. You have police officers that are supposed to be protecting our people. They are sitting down there and violence going on, and nothing is happening. Absolutely nothing is happening. Absolutely nothing is happening. There are a lot of, violence. People are carrying on violence act. And the reason why people are carrying on this violent act is because even the police themselves, they are doing nothing about it. Look at another young guy who got beaten to death. Here's the record of another young person who got beaten to death. Let me see. Look at this other one. Let me show you this other one here. Let me show you this. This young guy got
This
beaten to
young man
death.
was murdered last night,
Look there. You see that?
allegedly by one Mervin and his two brothers.
Just look here.
Mervin and one of the brothers, Mervin and Otis.
I want you to listen to
Mervin
this.
and Otis has
Now, the police that is supposed, let me pause this a bit. Let me pause this. The police that is supposed to be providing protection for us and ensuring that our people, we are protected as a people. No, the police not doing that. What they are doing is sitting to station and fighting amongst themselves, while the people are left vulnerable to kill themselves. Look at what is happening. Viewer discretion is advised. Viewer discretion is advised. So I want to play this. So you see, when the police that is supposed to be keeping law and order, when they abandon their duty, this is what happened. So citizens are at the mercy of each other. Anybody can go there and do anything to anybody. Nothing will come from inside. Nothing will come from inside. But let's play this video so that you can see what is happening under the Joseph Newman Boyka government. This is it. Let's take a listing.
okay.
Take a listing here.
So folks, we say keep following.
See what is
The
happening?
remains of Sugar Board, the mortal remains is still lying down here before the Zim round where he was.
Violence has become the order of the day. Why? Because the police that is supposed to be doing what they are doing, they are not doing it. They are not fighting themselves for chicken feed, or they fighting here, they fighting there. Why will ECOWAS not come when these things are happening? Why will they not come? Especially in your Liberia.
Murder last night by 11 p.m.
Look, listen.
This is where this incident occurred. And we are seeing people coming, pulling in from all corners of the community. They are coming. And it seems that Sugar Board for the short time being here, they have become popular. Friends, sympathizer, family members. Melvin Otis has escaped, but the little brother who last night when the
So just listening to what happened.
this young man was murdered last night, allegedly by one Mervin and his two brothers. Mervin and one of the brothers, Mervin and Otis. Mervin and Otis has escaped, but the little brother who last night when the situation occurred, after the two of them left the scene, the little brother came back to make follow up as to find out what was the start of Sugar Board, because he was massively beaten last night. So when he came back, and according to the information that we gathered, he had Sugar Board lifeless body in his hands, and he said that according to what he said, "Oh, I think the man died, so he just pulled the body down above to take his leave and about to run away." That's how people came around and they arrested him. So he was arrested last night.
You see
And
that?
the lady also, she left along with her boyfriend. She came back, according to the information, early this morning to pack some of her things from the house to
Now,
run
I
away.
want to take this from here,
So
right?
when she came to
I
pack
want to
those
take this
things,
from here. a young man, a very progressive young person who supposed to be the breadwinner for his family, who went to go and do his legal contract, was accused of loving to another person girlfriend. The young man who accused this particular young guy called Sugar Boy of loving to his girlfriend came on the scene, brought people to beat this guy, and they beat him to death. They beat him to death, and the guy left. He escaped from the place. What is happening in Liberia under Joseph Numa Boyka is concerning. And that's the reason why, look, it's disgraceful for ECOWAS to come to this old man to tell him that, look, you got to behave. You got to put your house in order. Because all of these things, they raise tension. They are all breeding ground for what we call national uprising. People, family are getting killed, nothing coming from out of it. And the reason is very simple. It's because the police director that's supposed to ensure that life and property, are secure, the men they're creating content. So what do you expect? What do you expect? The police that's supposed to ensure that the people are protected, they doing hell back with the fighting. And not easy. Let me share something here with you for you to see. You have the fighting, now some of fighting, hell back fighting the fighting. And not easy. How about fighting the fighting? Let me play you another one for you to see. I even want for you to believe what I'm saying. So you can get this one. Uh-huh. Yeah, is it? You see that? Police people. You see that? The police, oh. The police. And you see, yeah? Citizens now are the one that are doing the commentary. Police fighting. Surveillance, killing surveillance, police beating police, killing police, fighting. Look here. PCC and police, they're on the other side. Look. The other girl are doing the commentary. Look, the other girl are doing the commentary. She's a wonderful commentator. Listen to her. This guy is. Imagine people who are supposed to be protecting. You see that? They said the sound is low, eh? I'm sorry, You see that? Look at the officer down. Look at him. You see that? Look at him. In the Boyka government. Just look right here. You see in the place right here. Look at him there on the ground. this is what is happening under the Boyka regime. Everything is just going helter-skelter because the police that is supposed to ensure that the rule of law is respected, at the end of the day, look at what is happening. Fighting each other. Our entire security system. Oh, you say you're not seeing it? Oh, I'm sorry. But our entire security system is in a complete mess. It's in a complete mess. This is horrible. This is scary. So that's the reason why we hail ECOWAS for going to Liberia. Because at the end of the day, if nothing is done, that nation, the people will rise up. And when the people rise up, there is a possibility that the army will want to rise up also. Quite recently, we saw what happened. We heard from the army that they've not taken pay, the benefits that they were promised, the reason why they went to go and protest or their wives went to protest, those things that they raised, they have not been adhered to by this Joseph Numa Boyka government. But Joseph Numa Boyka is passing around with 100,000 on credit card. He's taking 60 to 70 persons traveling with them abroad, taking the country money and just going everywhere without any results. Look at what is happening. Our children are not even in school. When you go doing school hours, you see these children outside selling. The abuse of drugs in our society has now become so common. And what is even more scaring, the people who are now involved in this drugs business, in this drug abuse, they are small children. Look on the Facebook. Those who are doing very great work interviewing them. Go see the children. The people who are engaged in the issue of this drugs, addiction or abused. Some of them, you look at them, you will be surprised. 21, 22. Some of them just hit their early 30s. You cannot see 50 years old there. No. You don't see 50 years old. You don't see 55. You don't see 60. But these are the young kids you are seeing. When Joseph Numa Boyka came, he lied to us and said that they were taking drug tests, they were going to fight drugs and all the other things. At the end of the day, what becomes of it? What becomes of it? Where are we? Where are we? No, where are we? This man came, cajole us, lied to us that he fight drugs. He cajole you and myself. And they went somewhere, they say, oh, the man going to take drug test. Yes, let me show you something here. Let me show you something. So we can have it on record here. So that you can say, oh, the people there, they lying. Oh, the people, they lying. Here is it. Joseph Numa Boyka lied to us that, oh yeah, the man going to take drug test. A drug test, what the man coming to now, it mean coming for a drugs by way. Here is it. We have the records. The records are here. Here is it. Just look. Let me enlarge this for you to see. Here is it. Look here. Let's look here. Joseph Numa Boyka taking his drugs test. What was the intent of this drug test? What was the intent? Those of you who are here who support Mr. Boyka, what was the intent of the test? Was it not to show seriousness to the public that as a president, the fight against drugs was going to start with him? Was it not the signal that he was giving us? Or I'm making mistakes somewhere along the line? This thing that we are looking at, that Joseph Numa Boyka going to take his drug test, was it not a signal and a sign to people who are involved in drugs dealing that, hey, the action man, the man who will ensure that he fight this issue of drugs from the very foundation is here now. That sends me my hand inside. I will deal with anybody that is found culpable for giving drugs to our children. Was it not the reason why he went there? The reason why he took this drug test was not to tell the world. Was it not to tell the world that, look, I am here to ensure that Joseph Numa Boyka, that the fight against drugs starts from our office, and I will ensure that it is defeated? Was it not the reason why he was there? Why did he go to take drug tests? Was it not one of the campaign promises that they made to the Liberian people, that when we have the opportunity to serve you, the issue of drugs will be things of the past? So Joseph Numa Boyka cajoled the people, yeah, he lied to the people, yeah, he deceived the Liberian people and spoiled the CPP. He came here and said, well, for him, he is the new man on the block, he will fight drugs. Let's look here. When we speak with facts, evidence to prove it. Yes, Joseph Numa Boyka. Yes.
Good morning. I'm Dr. Cooper from Wellness Partners Clinic. Also, to properly introduce the protocol, the return from Rosita Monrovia and Africa. Yes, thank you.
Some of the urine collected December, we are all closed. These are the testing kits, we are all closed. So I was just hoping and trying
While your children are dying of drugs abuse, you have a political leader who went to make a political fun of the children who are dying of drugs in Liberia. Look there. While our children as small as 18 years old, 20 years old are involved in the issue of drugs, you get one old man who is in his 80 years old decide to play fun out of you, and you happy. You see that as no problem. A man who is supposed to ensure that the issue of drugs is not politicized, you get an old man here who decide to come to us and play fun out of us. And play fun out of us. Because this is what we call a complete fun. That complete fun, just like Numa Boyka playing out of us. Out of the Liberian people. Look there.
This holiday, get more gaming.
Sorry. Look there.
Okay.
You see that?
National Security Advisor.
All of them went and they were sitting there, National Security Advisor, the other advisor. Why were they there? They were there to tell us or to tell the world that they are ready to fight the issue of drugs. That it's not going to be business as usual, according to Joseph Numa Boyka. That he is going to be the new general on the block against drugs abuse in our country. But not knowing it was a complete political charade. It was a lie. Joseph Numa Boyka is noted for a man who doesn't take the Liberian people serious, because he knows the Liberian people. This man has worked in government throughout his life. He knows the Liberian people very well. He knows that the Liberian people are people who, in order for you to be able to get your way around them, lie to them, they will believe it. The person who will want to ensure that the right thing is done, no, they don't get time for you. So look at Joseph Numa Boyka. Say they're going through drug tests. Since he took the drug test, has there been any serious approach or any serious fight against drugs? No, absolutely not. Nothing serious against the fight of drugs. This man lied for money, for dinner, breakfast, and supper. Because he know the Liberian people. That's how you can catch them. When you are sincere and you are earnest and trying to ensure that the right thing is done. No, they hate you. They don't want to hear you. They don't want to see you. But when you lie to them, they say, oh, you good, you okay. So Joseph Numa Boyka understand that pattern. Why would ECOWAS now go to Liberia? It's a disgrace on the side of Joseph, on the part of Joseph Numa Boyka, to see ECOWAS that is supposed to be coming, congratulating him, telling him thank you for leading the country in a most peaceful and a stable manner, for providing job for his people, and etc. etc. For ECOWAS to come and be telling this old man that, old man, what are you doing that correct? Behave yourself, do it the way, don't do it the way, do that one, oh, don't do that one. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. It is a disgrace. So, like we said, that Joseph Numa Boyka is in the know of everything that is happening with the Honorable Speaker J. Fonati Kofa. Joseph Numa Boyka is in the know. He is aware. When you look at the communication here that was sent, when you look at the communication, who was the communication sent to? Who did they send the communication to? Who in fact sent the communication? Who sent the communication? Who was the communication sent to? There's the communication. Here is it. The Ministry of State. Let me just bring it here for you to see it. So when we tell you that Joseph Numa Boyka is directly involved into this, and there are some things we're about to explain to you, wish we had the time to really do that. Yeah. So let's go here, bring you what we're supposed to bring you, share it right here with you so that you can see it. Okay, so let's bring this right here for you to see it. Look at this communication, right? I want you to look at this communication. This communication was sent the day before yesterday. Day before yesterday, on Thursday. Look at this communication. I just want you to take a keen look at this communication. And we tell you that Mr. Boyka is behind this thing. He is definitely aware of it. He wants to gain from this thing because he wants absolute power. But I'm about to explain to you what will happen. So you see this communication? Look at this communication. Who is the communication addressed to? Who is it addressed to? The Secretary of the Senate. Is the Secretary of the Senate the head of the Senate? When you look at previous communication as it relates to the budget or reason why the executive is asking for time, has it been addressed to the Secretary of the Senate? So my brother Emmanuel asks a very, very, very good question, right? Our brother Emmanuel asks a very good question. He said, Prince, why are you accusing, if I'm to just, paraphrase it, say, why are you accusing Boyka? Boyka knows nothing about this. He is not involved. Provide evidence. So the first thing here is look at this particular communication. Who is the communication addressed to? It's addressed to J. Nambolo Sengbe, who is the Secretary of the Senate. Right? You see that? Now, let's go here, bring you. Look at this communication. Who is it addressed to? The Chief Clerk. You see this communication addressed to the Chief Clerk? House of Representatives? Now, I just showing you the two communication for you to see. Now, is the Chief Clerk the head of the Senate? Sorry, the House of Rep? Is she? Look here. Look at it. I hope it's big enough for you to see it. Here is it. Honorable Major Sewon, Chief Clerk, House of Representatives in Section, Capitol Hill, Monrovia, Liberia. Dear Madam Clerk, I write with reference to a letter JMB MOS RL 2008-2024 forwarded to the Honorable House of Representatives from the President, His Excellency Joseph Numa Boyka Sr., informing of circumstances that warranted the postponement of submission of the draft national budget for fiscal year 2025 from the statutory date of October 31st, 2024 to November 8, 2024. In the intervening period, the President has been made aware that a petition for a writ of prohibition was filed before the Supreme Court of Liberia by the Honorable Speaker of the House of Rep, requesting the intervention of the High Court and resolution of an impose at the House of Senate. Now, I want to ask you the question here in your own right mind. This communication that was sent, was this communication sent to the Speaker of the House? Why Joseph Numa Boyka did not send the communication to the Speaker? Because he sees the Speaker as somebody who, according to him, is embattled. That's why the communication was never sent to him. Because he has his hand behind these things and he is supporting them to remove the Speaker. You know, from the beginning, I said Mr. Boyka is referred to as Mr. Clean, right? So he used other people's hands to carry on the dirty deeds and sit behind the back like he is not even aware or is not part of it. So is the Speaker in battle? No, as far as the Lord is concerned. Is he illegitimate? No, he is legitimate. Until the right thing can be done, the Speaker is the Speaker. Until we can ensure, or the 40 or whatever number can ensure that they use the legal process, Fonati Kofa is still the Speaker of the House. So why will you not want to present every document to the Speaker? If things change, a change. If there are shifts, there are shifts. But as far as the record is concerned, the Supreme Court is concerned, the last person that was ever elected in the House as Speaker is Honorable J. Fonati Kofa. So why would you not want to send a communication to him? Why? In fact, when Honorable J. Fonati Kofa wrote that communication to the Supreme Court or to the Justice in Chambers, he was not asking that they should put a halt to everything that was happening in the House. He asked that they should be able to ensure that those that were sitting illegally on the other side, that they come under the gabble of the speakership, bring their case, and go through the right process. That's what he asked for. He wasn't asking that every activities at the House of Reps should just be, they should put hot to it. No, this last time I looked at that communication, that was not the content of the communication. The content of the communication that he sent to the Honorable Supreme Court or to the Justice in Chambers was to ask the Justice in Chambers to put a halt to those people who were sitting, these rebel lawmakers who were sitting on the other side, that they should come under the gabble of the Speaker. That was the content of that communication. When you look at the communication, that which I have here, that was what he was asking. Compare these people, stop them from doing what they are doing. But Joseph Numa Boyka, because he's a man that is so crafty and think that maybe people will not see his hands into this thing, decided to write a letter and tell that, oh, the thing are happening at with the House, and I want you all to solve it. What is happening? Is the Speaker not the Speaker? Is he not a Speaker? Maybe take for an example, if there are confusion in the house between the mother and the father, does that take away your fatherhood position from in the house? Or does that take away your mother position from in the house? The children still call you mama, or they still call you papa. So with everything that is happening in the house, was it a communication to pour hot to what? For every dealing that nobody should deal with the Honorable Speaker, especially when he is in the country? These are some of the things that we say to our people. That Mr. Boyka is a divisionist. He is somebody who wants to bite and blow like baby rat. But we are too wise enough to detect this evil that Joseph Newman Boyka is carrying on. So you wrote a communication and say that, to the honorable speaker, he sent a communication. So you are requesting the intervention, he requesting the intervention of the High Court. So until the issue can be resolved, and the holding the budget yet. Let's go down to the second paragraph. Subsequently, the president receives a communication from the speaker indicating that the majority of members in the House of Representatives had requested certain officials from the executive branch to begin appearing for hearing in the joint chambers of the House, rather than before the Honorable Speaker. In this letter, the Honorable Speaker requested that the President instruct his official not to appear before the majority members, slating that doing so would undermine the rule of law and set a dangerous precedent for our governance. You think it was really necessary for Honorable Funati Kofa to write Joseph Newman Boyka, a man who has spent 40 plenty years in government and know the right from the wrong? Who told you Joseph Newman Boyka don't know that Honorable Funati Kofa is still the speaker? And that in as much as another group is calling that is not under the speaker's gavel, that they are not supposed to recognize that group. Who told you Joseph Newman Boyka don't know? He is aware. But this is the game that they are playing. This is the game. But it is good also that Honorable Funati Kofa put him on the record. That Honorable Funati Kofa put him on the record. Joseph Newman Boyka is a complete divisionist. He's a tribalist. My people, time have caught up with us. But I'm sure we will be here tomorrow. We'll take the time to be able to explain some of these issues. But again, I want to say thanks to all of you who attended the meeting that we had. I want to say thanks to each and every one of you. We appreciate you. And hopefully, by next week, by this coming Friday, there will be a very important meeting again. So you see, this is a communication from the reformers to you. The meeting was well attended. I mean, very, very well attended. It was very well attended. I want to say thanks to each and every one of you that attended that meeting. A very, very huge meeting. So the next meeting is slated for the 15th, which is next week, Friday, at about 7 p.m. the same time. I will keep being on, informing you and giving you the information. So next week, Friday, which will be the 15th of November, at 7 p.m., there will be another meeting. Let me just inform you of this particular meeting, right? Let me just give you an information. We will be having a retreat in Iowa. There will be a retreat in Iowa. And that retreat is intended for us as citizens in the US to go and sit down and put together the necessary strategy that will be able to help us in this period of opposition. It's to put together a well-designed document that will guide us even beyond our opposition life. There is a need for us to sit down and to discuss. There were a lot of things that happened during the election period. And that's why we are grateful some of our people are here, some of our ministers will be sending out communication to them, asking them to be part of the retreat or that meeting, a strategic meeting. so that we can put our ideas together. How can we help? How can we make this better? How can we avoid what happened in 2023? How can we be able to raise whatever we need to raise to ensure that the CDC as a political institution, USA, is contributing meaningfully to everything that will be happening? Because right now, I can tell you for sure, all hands should be on deck to ensure that we get this right. To ensure that we get it right. So again, all of you, I mean, just all of you, we are inviting all of you. And like I said, we want you to save the date of this particular strategic meeting. Here is the information. The meeting will be held in Iowa from December 27th to the 28th. We will have the people here coming to speak about this. We want you to please save the date. Save the date for this particular meeting, this strategic meeting. It's a retreat. It's a meeting. It's a retreat. It is not a convention, but it's a retreat. It's a meeting, strategic meeting, where we will sit around the table to discuss. So all of you save the date. And at the end of the day, I believe that every one of us that has a part to play will be there to ensure that the right thing is done and that we can put ideas together. So again, in Iowa, save the date from the 27th to the 28th. There will be informations that we'll be giving. So until then, we want to say thanks to each and every one of you fellow Liberians. We appreciate you for taking the time off to listening to us. I know some of you from your end is early in the morning, like my end, but yet you are here. And I want to say thank you so very kindly. So my brother Emmanuel Jesse said the removal of the speaker is not about JLB involvement. Anyway, thank you so much for that. But I hope tomorrow we have ample time to be able to discuss. I want to say thanks to you, my brother Emmanuel Jesse. The communication, the interaction, very, very, very mature and, very educative. I want to thank you so very kindly. I want to thank my sister Nina Quia for being here with us. I want to thank William K. Samaulu. Thank you so very kindly. Tema D, I want to say thank you so very kindly, my sister Tema, for everything. Pius Roberts, I want to thank you so very kindly. Elizabeth Walker, thank you so much, Mama. I appreciate your presence here. Sophia S. White, thank you so much. I appreciate your presence, Sis Sophia. Thank you so, so very kindly. And all of you who are actually listening to us, want to thank you. So until we meet again, fellow Liberian, probably tomorrow, we want to use this time to say thanks to all of you, including those of you who share. We want to say thank you very, very kindly. Yeah. I want to say thanks to all of you, for your contribution. So until we meet again, have yourself a God bless day. And don't forget to follow our YouTube channel. It's Under the Palava Hut. Please follow the channel Under the Palava Hut. Subscribe to it. Subscribe to our page and share it with as many friends as you can share it with. Until we meet again, I want to say have yourself a God bless day. I love you all and bye from my end.